Hello, beautiful ladies. This is Sharon Gleason from Ditch the Quit, and welcome to this video. I'm passionate about helping women over 40 to harness their personal power to lose weight, boost their energy levels, and be free from rules, restrictions, and constant deprivations. I know you can have the body you desire and deserve and still enjoy life. So I'm so glad that you're here. So this is for the woman who's tried lots and lots of diets, but they haven't worked for you, or you haven't been able to stick with them to reach your goal weight. This is for you if you're sick of counting calories, sick of rules, restrictions, sick of feeling like you're missing out, of feeling hungry. This is for you if you lack energy, if you keep breaking promises to yourself, if you're out of control with some foods or all foods, if you feel overwhelmed and confused about what to eat, exercise, whether you should fast or not, and for how long. This is for you if you feel like losing weight is too hard because you're menopausal, you're stuck, you don't have enough motivation to start, or if every Monday is day one. If you don't have the time or the energy to overhaul your life and it seems too big a change to make, too hard, and you just don't want to miss out on socializing and relaxing, having a glass of wine, basically living, then this is for you. Now, if you want to regain your energy, if you want to get motivation, even when you don't have the motivation, if you want to stick with what you need to do once and for all so you can stop dieting and step off the roller coaster, maintain your weight without it taking so much of your brain space, then you are in the right place. So in this series of videos, I'm going to be talking about how to harness your personal power so that you can wake up every day knowing with 100% confidence that you are on your way to creating a lean, healthy body, free from cravings, hunger, and overeating, free from the head games and guilt, free from having to find willpower and motivation, and that you can do all of this starting today. My promise to you is to explain how to ditch quitting on you and your health forever. But first, I just want to check in and see where you're at. So does this sound at all like you? Despite trying every diet out there and hours of research, do you find yourself acting the same or even worse around food? Are you constantly starting over? Has it become harder and harder to stick with anything? Are you waking up with a new promise to yourself and then ending the day having broken it? And if you do fall off the wagon at all, do you find yourself saying, oh, screw it, I might as well just go the rest of the way, and you end up eating even more? Is your mind cluttered with thoughts about how tired you are, about food, about your body shape, that prevent you from being present with the people that you care about and enjoying life in general? Do you secretly wonder how other people not care about food, how they maintain their weight and exercise, rain, hail, or shine? How do they do that? Do you feel like this is just not who you are? Are you confused why you can be successful at other areas of your life, but this one thing eludes you? Do you wonder if you'll be tired, unhealthy, constantly trying new things, or overweight for the rest of your life? That this is it? If that's how you feel, I've got good news for you. So none of these things are the problem. These are symptoms. The real problem is that you haven't harnessed the power within you to achieve all that you desire. Well, actually you have, but it's set on the wrong dial, so to speak. And once you reset the dial so that your power is working for you and not against you, you are going to wake up each day knowing with 100% confidence that you are on your way to creating a lean, healthy body. And you are going to know that you are not a failure or lazy or weak-willed or too old or any of the other horrible things that you tell yourself, that there was never anything wrong with you and that you finally found freedom. You are going to be able to be you, a person who has the energy and the mental space to live freely, to feel good and pursue the dreams that have been on hold for so long. You'll have alignment with who you really are. No more feeling like you're failing or fear about what's ahead. And you'll be a normal eater, surprised by food in the cupboard that you just forget about. And you'll be able to eat a meal and feel satisfied. And it won't require willpower or trying harder. In fact, you'll be surprised that it will happen on its own. But before we go too much further, let me take a second to briefly introduce myself so you know who I am and why you should listen to me. So I'm Sharon Gleason. I'm a certified health coach. I've got a certificate in health coaching, a certificate in life coaching, and an advanced nutrition qualification. And a little fun fact for you, I'm actually also a qualified aerobics instructor, which will give you a bit of an insight into my age. And I will be honest, I haven't done aerobics for a very long time. I've recently hung up the goggles on open water swimming, although I still love to swim, and I do still do the odd event from time to time. And even though I was not a runner at all, in fact, I didn't like running at all, I did complete a half marathon a few years back. Actually, it was probably more like about 12, 13 years ago. Just proving really that we can do anything if we want to, right? As a health coach, I work with people one-on-one and group programs. I facilitate corporate workshops, and I regularly speak and present at events on health-related topics. And I've spent the last 7 years coaching people, mostly women, to improve their health and their life so that they can feel happier and more confident in themselves and their bodies. I'm really passionate about helping people to develop a healthy relationship with food. It shouldn't be something that we're afraid of, and it certainly is there to be enjoyed, and it's a big part of our social fabric. As for me, I've never been overweight, although that doesn't necessarily mean I was always healthy or always had a healthy relationship with food. In fact, I'm the same size, probably even less actually, than I was when I was at school. I've got 2 kids, I've got a house to maintain, a business to run, and I previously had a very busy corporate career. So I completely understand how challenging it can be to keep all of the balls in the air. And like most people, I've got stresses and insecurities. I love chocolate and pizza. I don't always love exercising, but I do. And I tell you all this because I want you to know we have more in common than you think. Because it's very easy to look at someone like me and think, it's easy for her. She can eat whatever she wants. She doesn't have to exercise or diet. She's naturally slim and she's never had a problem with her weight. And I'm here to tell you that we are the same. And the very power that keeps you where you're at is the very same power that keeps me where I am. I just use it differently. And I know that you can too. Because I have the same thoughts as you when it's raining and cold and dark outside and I don't want to get up and go and train in the morning. I'd much rather stay in my warm, cozy bed. But I do get up and I do go and work out. I've got a huge sweet tooth. I love gelato and cakes and chocolate, and I indulge in these, but they don't rule me. And when I realized there was only a slither of difference between me and the hundreds of people I help, women all over the world that I help find their energy and their health, I felt compelled to get this information out there because it truly breaks my heart when a woman feels ashamed or shy of her body, when she doesn't want her husband to see her naked or doesn't feel good in her own skin, when she feels frumpy or old before her time, or when she's struggling to have the energy to do all the things that she needs to do. I've really mastered the process of how to predictably end yo-yo dieting, how to reduce cravings and hunger, and how to lose weight and keep it off and enjoy your life, however that looks, without dieting ever again. And I want to share the keys on how to do this in these videos. So let's get into the first key. Number 1 is it's time to break from an all or nothing habit set. Everything that you've been told about weight loss is a big fat lie. I get it. You've probably tried everything to lose weight and improve your health, haven't you? Weight loss challenges, 100,000 calories a day, fast 800, no carbs, intermittent fasting, no fat, low fat, Atkins, 5 and 2, just fill in the blank. And whenever we start a new diet, there are a stack of things that we need to change. Walk 10,000 steps, work out 5 or 6 times a week, drink 3 liters of water, eat certain foods, meditate, sleep for 8 hours, fill in a tracker, forcing ourselves to do things and eat things that we don't normally do or even like. It's all too much, making it very hard to do. And if it's hard to do, then it's hard to keep going until you get to the weight you want to be. And it's hard to stay at that weight permanently because the minute you stop doing what you're doing, the weight comes back and usually more than you manage to lose. And there are reasons for this too that I'll talk about more in my next video. Now, my clients are usually women that have tried lots of things and they just haven't worked long term. And I understand how you feel, that you want to give up, how you must feel let down or worse, that you're letting yourself and your family down. I want you to know that there is hope for you. And no matter how overweight and unhealthy you think you are now, you can lose weight and keep it off. And that's what the weight loss industry want. They want you to keep failing so that you buy the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Now, there is a simple solution. It's not magical or fairy tale or BS. It's actually quite simple. It's to stop. You can do that right now, right? If you want to achieve permanent weight loss and freedom, the first thing that you need to do is to stop. Stop following the latest diet or fad. Your brain and body needs to heal. Stop restricting and depriving yourself. That just makes you think and desire those types of foods all the more. And as I said, your brain and your body needs to heal, and deprivation and restriction can be making things worse. Stop exercising for hours and hours. You can't exercise your way out of a bad diet. And in fact, if you do a detox type of diet, the worst thing that you can do is exercise at the same time, because you're releasing toxins into your system, and your system, you got it, it needs to heal. Stop worrying about your weight. Stop obsessing about the scales. Honestly, I want to smash the scales. Stop procrastinating and telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow, Monday, next month, after Christmas, after my birthday. Stop telling yourself that you are fat, overweight, and absolutely stop the all or nothing habit set. All of these actions, and this may sound counterintuitive, but these actions are keeping you where you don't want to be. And in fact, by repeating the process of starting a new diet, restricting yourself and forcing yourself to stay on the diet for as long as you can, then breaking the diet and overeating to feel better, all the while hating yourself while doing it, worrying about your health, your weight going up more, telling yourself that you're fat, setting a new start date, etc. Doing all of these things are creating and cementing the very habits you don't want to do. You're creating habits that keep you overweight and put on more weight. You are continually cementing an all or nothing habit set. You have to get it 100% right and perfect, otherwise you've blown it. Habits, however, help us to do things automatically. They are our personal power. Now, currently, your habits are set to keep you overweight, keeping you from eating healthily consistently, keeping you from exercising consistently, keeping you brainwashed by the weight loss industry into believing things that simply are not true. Things like you can't lose weight and still eat the foods you love. You can still enjoy the foods you love. It might not be every day or in exactly the same form or the same serving size, but there is a way. When you deny yourself certain foods, they haunt and taunt you until the voice in your head wins. So working out how to eat the foods you love makes the plan a way to live life rather than a temporary fix. So rather than avoid cravings or trigger foods, learn how to satisfy that craving in a healthy way, so you get the same great taste without losing control or giving in to all or nothing habits. You have to count calories and eat less to lose weight. What you eat is really important, and even more so when you're over 40. Not all calories are created equally, and many women are under eating to lose weight. You have to eat more of the right stuff to enable your brain to heal so that your body can heal. It's what we're eating that's causing the problems, and I'll go into more in this in my second video, but just know that when you get that right, you won't be hungry and you won't have cravings. And just like that, you won't need to motivate yourself to lose weight. You won't need willpower or counseling to build your self-esteem or love yourself more so that you eat right. You'll eat possibly more than you have in years, and the weight will come off. I've got so much to tell you about this, so stay tuned for my next video, okay? Number 3 is you can't go out to eat and still lose weight. Well, I'd be in serious trouble because I love going out to eat. You don't have to give up everything. Doing so further cements an all or nothing habit set. You do need to make wise choices, which is even easier nowadays because you can view menus online and make a decision before you go. And we coach our ladies on this all the time because eating out, sharing meals with family and friends is one of the most enjoyable things to do. And to miss out is just setting yourself up for failure. You are only having success if your scales are going down. Honestly, scale results are one of the quickest ways to blow any plans of living free and healthy, especially in the beginning. If you see movement on the scales and you feel good, you think, oh, you might start to think, oh, it's okay, you know, I'll have one sugary treat or one high-fat treat. And then if you don't see movement on the scales in the way that you want, it can make you feel discouraged, and it drives you to reach for food to make you feel better, discouraging you from moving forward with your goals. Scales are evil. They lie to you. The numbers can fluctuate for so many reasons that have nothing to do with weight, like even just where your scales are positioned. How your clothes fit, your energy levels, your mood, your sleep are a better measure of success. And most women are much less affected by these measurements than the number on the scale. Scales can't tell the difference between muscle and fat. Muscle takes less space, so you look more amazing as your body becomes tighter and smaller. And just to give you an example, I'm working with a client at the moment. He has a suit that he nearly gave away because he thought he'd never fit into it again. He wore that suit to a wedding just recently, and he weighs 20 pounds more, because he's not exactly where he wants to be, but he weighs 20 pounds more than when he last was able to fit into that suit. So that just proves to you that the scales lie, but your clothes don't. Number 5 is that weight loss should happen on a specific timeline. Now, most women want to lose a certain number of pounds within a certain number of weeks. The deadline and the result are their measure of success. Now, this just sets you up for failure. How do you know if it's even possible to do that given your life, your body, the time that you've got available? And this false expectation is another sure way of quitting on yourself before payday. Not only because weight loss doesn't work the same for everyone, but because it again reinforces the all or nothing habit set. If you're not progressing as you want, if progress isn't fast enough, you quit. And if by some miracle you do get there, then what? Do you just go back to what you were doing before? And if you do, what do you think is going to happen? You are not a failure if you don't lose X amount in X amount of time. Everyone is different and loses it differently. Weight loss goals should be more around taking deliberate daily actions consistently rather than the end result, so that you create healthy habits. Focusing on taking deliberate actions consistently will bring long-term success, and a healthy lifestyle on autopilot is a much more valuable prize than temporary weight loss. Number 6 is you can experience instant weight loss results. In as little as 5 minutes, you can lose 10 kilos a day, guaranteed. Like, seriously? Lasting weight loss success is about delayed gratification and trusting that if you consistently do the do, your body will release the weight. The promise of instant results is discouraging if you don't see quick results. And this just preys on your hopes and fears that you can shortcut your way to weight loss. There is no magic pill. You must put in consistent effort. It doesn't have to be hard, and I'll explain how in videos 2 and 3, but it does require effort and making some changes and sticking to these changes over time. Good things will happen if you consistently do the work. You can lose weight quick with a magic pill or the perfect powder. You see this stuff advertised all the time. There is no mysterious magical breakthrough. Good supplements have their place. They support and can even speed up the process, but they cannot replace good health habits. You have to change your lifestyle because you can't override unhealthy eating. And also, many supplements are made specific to men and can contain ingredients like whey or sugar that may even inflame your body, causing you to hold on to weight and increase cravings. You have to take supplements that are created to heal your brain and your body, not aggravate them. The weight loss battle is won in the mind first. Now, at the moment, you probably don't trust your habits to get you and keep you slim. And this is what I teach first of all, because weight loss starts in the mind first. If your mindset's fixed on taking temporary action to achieve a goal, usually measured by numbers on a scale, if you're thinking, okay, I'll do this for 6 weeks, 9 weeks, 12 weeks, and then it's done. Temporary actions result in temporary results. For your results to be permanent, you must make permanent changes to your habits, not so that you're perfect all the time, but so you're not hijacked by your current all or nothing habits as you navigate through everyday life. Now, I get that you probably have such a strong habit of deprivation and restriction, all or nothing, that's currently hardwired into your actions. That's why in my next video, I'm going to explain how the food you've been eating is keeping you stuck in these habits, and how eating to heal your brain and your body will actually enable you to eat more, reduce hunger, stop overeating, feel satisfied, and stop cravings. It is the number one thing you need to do right now, and how to do this in the simplest, most successful way possible is what I'll explain in my next video, so that you can keep eating the foods you love, keep socializing if this is a big part of your life, and basically navigate living your life and still lose weight. You don't need therapy. You are not broken. It's the food you're eating and the all or nothing habit set that's making you malfunction and making it harder for you to stick to your goals. You can do this. You can have the health and the body and the happiness that you desire and deserve. So I'll see you in my next video. Email me your questions, any comments. I'd love to hear from you. My email is below. Give this video a like if it's making sense or if you like what I've heard. And I'll really look forward to seeing you in my next video and talking to you soon.